Why is the TPLF remaining silent in the face of Abiy Ahmed's airstrikes? Over the past 2 weeks, the regime in Addis Ababa has launched a series of drone and airstrikes targeting several locations in the Tigray region, including the regional capital, Mekelle. Surprisingly, the TPLF has not engaged Abiy's forces on any front. The group has been remarkably quiet, offering little response beyond condemning the civilian casualties caused by these strikes. This passive behavior is extremely uncharacteristic of the TPLF. As a 50-plus-year-old military and political organization, they previously waged a 17-year guerrilla war that successfully ousted the communist Mengistu Hailemariam regime in 1991. They governed Ethiopia for 27 years under the leadership of Prime Minister Meles Zenawi, a prominent figure in Western diplomacy who died in office in 2012. Years after Meles passed, the TPLF lost power to Abiy Ahmed and retreated to their home region of Tigray. Once back in Tigray, they built up an army of infantry and mechanized units. Tensions eventually boiled over, leading to attacks on Abiy Ahmed's forces stationed in the region, forces that Abiy views as the national army, but critics often characterize as a personal military force for his administration. What followed was a devastating 2-year war from 2020 to 2022 that resulted in the deaths of over 1 million Ethiopians. Both sides suffered massive casualties. Abiy's coalition and the TPLF militias both lost tens of thousands of troops. It wasn't a standard strategic war in the style described by Sun Tzu. It was a devastating bloodbath with relentless, catastrophic loss of life. In 2022, both sides signed the Pretoria Peace Agreement in South Africa. Abiy agreed to halt attacks and withdraw troops from Tigray, while the TPLF agreed to maintain peace and keep its forces contained within the province. Following the agreement, an interim administration was established in Tigray to help restore local governance. However, by 2025, frustration grew over the persistent no war, no peace status quo. The TPLF began openly challenging Abiy's government and criticizing the interim administration. Over the past year, observers feared an impending return to full-scale conflict between the federal government and Tigray's political leadership. Instead of a direct offensive, the TPLF reportedly built informal, quiet alliances with other rebel groups in northern Ethiopia, notably the Fano militia in the Amhara region. While not an official alliance, this cooperation provided the Fano with weaponry, intelligence, and logistical support, helping sustain their insurgency against federal forces. Effectively, a proxy conflict has been playing out across Amhara and surrounding areas. Tensions flared recently along the Ethiopia-Sudan border in a flashpoint area called Shana, where clashes broke out involving federal and TPLF-aligned forces. Many feared this skirmish signaled the official start of a new fourth round of all-out war. Fortunately, the fighting subsided almost immediately within a day, sparing the lives of young soldiers on both sides who would have served as cannon fodder in another meaningless conflict. Despite the brief skirmish ending, Abiy's forces expanded airstrikes deeper into Tigray, striking Mekelle as well as areas in the south, west, and north. Reports indicate several casualties, including senior military officers and high-ranking TPLF leaders. Despite these heavy losses, the TPLF's official response remains limited to verbal condemnation of civilian harm without taking military action. This silence has raised several questions. Has their military capability been crippled? The devastating losses from the 2020 to 2022 war may have left their forces severely weakened and unable to mount a serious counteroffensive. Are they setting a tactical trap? The TPLF may be intentionally projecting weakness to lure Abiy's infantry deeper into Tigray, setting the stage for a strategic ambush once federal forces overextend themselves. For now, the TPLF's passive stance remains a puzzle. What are your thoughts on their strategy? Are they genuinely incapacitated, or are they playing a longer game to draw federal forces into a trap? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more analysis.